What up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is, but like, I made a video yesterday and I'm sure a lot of people had already saw it. For the most part, you know, I just made the video to be funny and just, you know, just to let cats know that, you know, as much as they try to expose me, it don't work. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put something out here because it's just one of those things that's kind of funny to me. Like, the cats that are supposedly exposing me are supposedly supposed to be Northerners, but then you know, it's, you know what it is these cats are living in denial because, to be honest, you know, like, I mean, it goes without saying, like, if I'm up north and I run into a Norteño 9 times 10, it's on and cracking, but that's just due to certain, we'll just say, bylaws, or, you know what I mean, it's just one of those written rules and goes without saying. Like, if I'm disrespected, I'm gonna handle my business, you know what I mean? So that, I mean, that's just written. You know, when you run into a real Northerner, this is what their activity is. The same if they came down south and run into the homies, and the homies know they're Norteño, and you know, it's on and popping, you know what I mean? Unless there's somebody, you know, that did whatever and gave dudes, you know, whatever. But for the most part, you know, it's understandable. But, you know, when these other cats, I'm just trying to figure out, like, where in their brain hasn't it clicked that the fact that they're no longer Northerners? Like, you know, if you're a Southerner and you know, dip out, you choose not to run with the program no more, you're no longer a Southerner. You're considered trash, you know, and most people already know that, so there's no need for me to really continue putting it out there. Now, for the Northerners, I know their program has always been stringent. They've always been on that militant side, and for the most part, they deal a lot of stuff that may fly down here will not fly up there because they think a certain way. Even in prison, like, you know, they're known to do things a certain way as far as Northerners, not, you know, New Flowers and all this other stuff, like Northerners. Now, the whole reason I'm making this video because it's funny that, you know, it's the cats that are no longer Northerners. Like, they're so far removed from the Northern car that they can't even walk around. Now, every day I go to work, I get my money, I walk around the streets, whether it's in the Valle, whether it's, you know, when I'm working in LA, or just, you know, when I'm in the AV, or just when I'm traveling anywhere, the IE, which is equally dangerous, and it's real dangerous out there. You got to be careful, but as long as you know somebody, you're straight, you know what I mean? You can push the way you want, but just do it respectful. But if you know you're doing certain things, you know, it's just a lot better just to, you know, be able to know somebody, you know, you get in sticky situations, because you can, regardless of who you are. Now, with that being said, that's not to go into anything else. It's just, you know, for the people that really don't pay attention, you got to really look at these cats that are actually speaking on me. Like, they made a whole video, multiple channels that are supposedly Northerners, but they're not. You cannot be and do certain things and still consider yourself a Northerner. People say what they want, but, you know, it just goes without saying. Especially for them, it's a lot more stringent in areas, you know what I mean, that they, you know, they don't. I'm not gonna go over their bylaws. That's just, you know, it's if you know, you know. Now, the cats that are speaking on me are constantly trying to make exposed videos are DOs, which, it's funny. Like, one dude, he said, oh yeah, you know, don't say nothing about, you know, whatever his complexion or whatever. I mean, but it's calling a spade a spade. One dude looked like a freaking lumberjack. One looked like a greaser reject, and it's funny, not you know, it's ironic that these dudes are actually rejects. These dudes cannot go to their neighborhood. They cannot. I heard one dude, you know what I mean, say that, you know, he tried to talk about going back to the city and laugh because he knew, like, and to be honest, like, it's, you know, it's as hard as these cats play on the internet, they're really soft as cotton. They were part of these big organizations and they folded because they could not handle it, whether it was out of jealousy, and see, that's one of the things with these particular cats. They're constantly at each other because they want to be the top dog of trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you, like, it's one thing, you know, it's like, you know, you in the police, you know, you're part of the police department, and you're vying to be on top as far as like trying to be the captain, and you know, whatever exceeds that, you know, that's something, you know, if you're in it, because it's proper, so you try to get to that level in order to be something, whether it's for money or just the prestige. Now, these dudes are, you know, they're trying to promote the whole unity of trash and pushing the trash agenda, and that it's better to go that route than to, you know, do certain things. But what you really should say, that you just shouldn't gangbang, period. Not join a gang, fold, and then be part of these organizations that can't really go no. Like, most of these dudes are hiding up under a rock, and like, yeah, you know, if the off chance that you run into one of them, they might bust a grape if they feel like they can snake you. Because I mean, it's kind of hard, you know, when dudes are talking on fake profiles and saying this and that, and you just don't know who they are, or they use somebody else's picture, so you're looking to run into that particular cat. And there's been some cases where it happens, like you run into a dude like, hey, what's up with all this, and then he'd be like, what the, you know what I mean, and come to find out this dude is a southerner, he's not even a gangbanger, and then somebody was just using his profile. And a lot of that is happening on the internet, and it's funny. But the whole reason I made this video is just to point out the fact that some of you cats are paying attention to these dudes that are not good. And not just good in the hood, they're just not good individuals, period. When they were part of organizations, they weren't good. And now that they're not part of organizations, they're really not good, but just not good in a different sense. They're not pushing, you know, it's funny because one of the homies have pointed out, like, these cats are, you know, when they started out, they were trying to push a message, you know what I mean, and make it seem like they're positive, and they're trying to go in a different way and trying to lead people in a different way and open their eyes to all the horrors that happen in prison and being a part of certain things. But what they really want to do is recruit. You know, because this, like the homie said, this generation, in a sense, is gullible. So they believe absolutely everything. You got 6ix9ine right now, the biggest snitch in the world, but he's constantly walking around doing certain things and still moving with his antics. But what people fail to realize is there's always somebody watching him, so you can try to move on him, but you know, it's like you really got to kamikaze or crash out in order to get that. And don't get me wrong, there's cats that are willing to crash out on him, he just hasn't run across them. Now, these cats that are DOs, these dudes are going to get you to fold and go their route, but they're not going to be there to comfort you. These dudes are having inner war within themselves over trash. Like, you fold from an organization and join another organization that you felt was different, but now you see that that organization is the same as that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, you got to make it make sense. That's like me dropping the double S and then become a Norteño or something. You know what I mean? Not that it's possible because them fools, they ain't having it. But, you know, and I ain't having it. But it's like me becoming a Norteño, and then because the program is kind of different, and then I go and their program is a lot more stringent. These PCs and trash and DOs, their program is just as grimy as over on the other side of the yard. The only difference is, you know, there's rapists and testers and all these. Some of their top dogs got weird paperwork on them. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, they allow a lot more trash in their organization. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so it's not really an organization. It's not a movement. It's just basically, you know, like a collection of trash, and you just throw it together, like receipts and all types of things. This is pretty much what their whole thing consists of. It's just a ball of masa, a ball of mierda, a ball of just, you know, and just constantly trying to pack it in to make it tight, but, you know, a little heat hit it and pieces start falling off, you know, start rolling downhill, or, you know, this particular bacteria starts to eat on this one, because, you know, it's like that. They're a dying breed. Like, regardless of what people say, oh, we're growing, they're not. They're fighting amongst each other, and they're getting, you know, whatever. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Like, if you're a DO or you're a piece of trash, like, refrain from speaking on me, because you're no, like, you know, you got these dudes that are like, oh, because he dissed Norteños, you know, I wanted to speak up, but you're not a Norteño. You're not. Like, you're not, whatever organization you chose to fold on, you're no longer part of the Norte. Like, them fools are on their different page. Like, you cannot claim that and do the things that you do. Like, we both know. Like, people say the whole thing about Southern and this and that, but obviously there ain't no issue because I'm still walking around doing YouTube videos, and people like to tend to be like, when you go back to prison. But I mean, for the ones that know that you don't have to be in prison. I mean, it's just, this is Southern California. Like, this is the home of it all. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, you know, cats can throw out misinformation all they want, and you know, for the gullible, they're gonna eat it up. Like, I really feel like I can wear any rag that I want. Like, that, I wasn't just being funny, I was like being honest. Like, if I want to wear red, I'm gonna wear red. I wear blue a lot because that's just what it is, you know? You got homies that don't even wear blue. Their original color is red, and that's all they stay in. But it's like, when you're down here, it's like you're securing whatever you do. You know, you got some fools that they don't like to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's funny because like the homie from VME, like, this dude's mostly in red. Like, you know, or the homie from here, like, mostly in red. Like, it's just like we kind of do what we do, dog. We set trends, and you know, people follow. It's like NY, they set trends, and it's just like, I don't know. I really don't know what to say, but it's just like, I just wanted to point out that fact to the people that really don't know. A DO is a dropout, you know what I mean? My informant, they snitched on their own people in order to go to, and then turn around and now they're part of the rabble, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you can follow and listen to what they say, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, you can go back on like my history and you'll see, like, I've been consistently something for, and it's just the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? For the people that know me, know, but you know, just wake up. Like, they don't. That's not a movement. That's just trying to get your children to follow suit and let them think that it's okay to fold. You know, do that. And you know what's funny? Because the cats that believe, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna crash out and do all this crazy stuff. Probably kill a couple of people, rob a couple of people, and then when I go to prison, I don't want to deal with the politics, so I just fold and go to the other yard, and it's gonna be just as easy. And it's not, because they're gonna extort you and do all types of stuff. So, you know, these kids, I mean, these dudes are basically trying to give your kids a free pass to do reckless stuff and then go out backwards. In every video, dude, I've told fools, like, it ain't worth it. But if you choose to go that route, what can be done? Just rep it to the best of your ability, get in and get out. That's it. Because you can tell people all the time. I mean, you can tell a person every day why not to join a gang. And for the most part, they're not going to listen, because if you're one of those fools that just feel like you're full-fledged, you're going to join regardless. No matter what is thrown at you, what type of obstacles, how hard, the hardships of life, seeing other people die. Some people, they're desensitized to that, and they want to be a part of these organizations regardless. But you know, just basically, just don't gangbang. If you really feel like you can't hang, don't gangbang. It's, for the most part, it's not even worth it anyway. It's better to just get your money and live life, man. Look at, I'm at the age I am, and I've, you know, working, but now it's like I'm really working. Everything has become a lot more possible. I'm trying to take my channel in a different way, but you know, these fake exposed videos, like, you know, they're a constant setback. I try to move ahead, and then you got these cats that are, you know, they can't go nowhere. They're no longer good anywhere. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, if you're a DO and you're Northern, you're not a Norteño no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're below them. So I don't know. Get your life together. If you're pushing positive, stay positive and continue hiding up in a rock, because eventually, the same way that other dude met his fate, you will too. All it takes is the one time for you to slip, for you to get got. Oh, and that's a big difference between me, them. I actually can move around. Like, I can go to different countries. I can go to different cities. You know, when I go up north, of course, I gotta always be like on my P's and Q's, because they knock shit down just like we do down here. But I can still move around. Get smoked or not, I died good. You know what I mean? Like, of course, nobody's trying to die, but if you die, like, I died good. Like, I still got a good name. I still handle my business. my kids are, you know, whatever. I don't fuck with some of them, but you know, but I handle my business, you know what I mean? And that's all I can do at the end of the day. I'm living my best life, and it's only getting better, you know what I mean? For the cats on this, it's only getting better. If you made it to the end of this video, man, you are solid as hell. Sorry about all the babble, but I had to talk to the rabble and just get kids. Like, look, man, if you don't do it, just go on about your life and get your money, man. Don't listen to this trash or these trash bags lead you astray, because they're only going to twist you in. You know what I mean? It's like once you go that route, you can't come